Good afternoon, everybody. Calm Biker here. About to do another video on asking you all for a bit of advice, a bit of a question. And this one's aimed at those who have done post-test training. So I did my bike safe. I did the bike safe weekend. Brilliant weekend, I have to say. Can't recommend it enough if you haven't done it and you haven't done any post-test training. Really worth doing. Amazing how much you can pick up in just a couple of days. But now I'm at the point of thinking I should do some further training and trying to decide which one to do, because you've got three ways of going about it really. You've got the enhanced rider scheme, you've got IAM, advanced rider, skills for life, whatever they call it, and the RoSPA one. And from what I can gather, they all roughly teach the same thing, this XJ business. You don't have to apologise. Oh dear. Yeah, this XJ business, which is all to do with information, position, speed, gear, and A. I forgot what A is. But it's the police system, basically, police roadcraft. And if you ever watch the police, you realise they're damn good riders, so if you can mimic them, that's a good way to be, I think. But they all have the kind of pros and cons as I can see it, so I'm really just after people's ideas about, if you've done it, which one did you do, why did you choose that one? I suppose, I mean, think about the pros and cons. Enhanced is probably the easiest to get. I'm not saying that any of them are easy, but it's probably the easiest, on the basis that there's no test. So you do an observed ride to see what level you're at, and then they give you some training, and you do another observed ride, and hopefully you meet the correct standard and you get a certificate. But it is done on an observed ride, and if the initial observed ride you're good enough, then you'll get a certificate straight away without any additional training at all. So in a way it's kind of easier to get. And if you're in it to get your insurance premium down, then it reduces your insurance, so that's good too. The problem with it is it can be very expensive, so you don't really know how long it's going to take. Talking to the chaps on the bike safe, they were saying that you'd do half a day for your observed ride and a bit of training, what have you, and you could quite easily reach the standard on that day and then you're done. And that would cost, at the place I was, the guy that took me out on my second day bike safe, that would be 80 quid. But you might need a lot more tuition. And another person I've talked to at the company that actually taught me to ride said it averages about 10 hours, something like that. And at their prices that would have been £350. Now that's a lot of money. Although, can you put a cost on safety? Once you've done it, you've got it, that's it. You've got the enhanced rider scheme forever, never have to do it again. The IAM Skills for Life course is a similar principle, that you pay your money, you get your qualification, and it lasts you forever, and it gets your insurance down. They all get your insurance down. So it's a similar thing. The difference is it's all run by volunteers, so it costs you £140, full stop, no matter how much training it takes. There is a test, but it's one-off, never have to do it again. And ongoing costs for the training depend on where you live and the group of IAM people. So around here, the cost of the training is you fill up their tank. So you probably look at 10 or 15 quid for, you know, a day, half a day, whatever it might be, but a session. So again, if you're just doing it to get your insurance down, I can see the benefit. You only have to pay it once. So that's, at least it's a fixed cost-ish. And you get a few things back as well. I mean, you get a year of AA membership that's worth about 85 quid. So that's quite handy, although I've got that membership anyway, so it's not really going to add much for me. And if you don't want to keep doing tests, it's good because you do it once, and that's it. Now, to talk about RoSPA, I'm going to have to go around the car park a few times because I don't want to be up there. So the RoSPA one, again, it's all this IPSC police roadcraft system. And the difference with RoSPA is that I believe it's, again, around here you have to pay for the petrol for the rider. Or you pay a little bit, you know, expenses, whatever, buy him a butty. And then it's not payment in the same way that IAM is. It's a membership and you have to stay a member. So that's about 30 quid a year, I think. Now I might have got these things wrong and hopefully somebody can fill me in on the detail because it wasn't that easy to see it when I was looking on the website. A lot of the websites didn't seem to be working properly. But I think it was about 30 quid a year. And then you do your test and it lasts for 3 years and then you have to do your test again. And I think there's probably a fee for the test as well. But I'm not entirely sure. Say RoSPA site, not so good today. So initially the cost is lower and long term the cost is higher. And you have to do a test every 3 years. And this is where you get into a quandary, or where I get into a quandary, because I can really see the benefits of only doing the test once, because it's done and it's over. But I can really see the benefits of having to do the test every 3 years as well, because you know what it's like. You do your driving test or whatever, and you pick up bad habits, and within 3 years you're a completely different driver and presumably a completely different rider as well. So to be able to do your test again and more tuition, although it's costing you money, potentially is meeting the purpose of making you a better rider. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts, I guess. So as I say, be interested to know what your thoughts are from people who've done it. I know some people are completely against advanced rider training. If you are against rider training, advanced rider training, and you've done it, then I'm really interested in hearing what you've got to say, because I'd love to know why you're against it. If it's that you haven't done it, then it was a polite way of putting it. I'm not interested. It's not that, but I'm sold, so you're not going to talk me out of it unless I know a problem from somebody who's actually done it. Because I say 2 days of Bike Safe has made such a difference in the way I'm thinking that I'm definitely going to do more, so I can see how much my thinking will change again. Anyway, time to pick up the birdseed, so thank you for watching, ride safe, and I shall talk to you all again soon.